Okay. So, yeah. Were you talking about... What was you saying to me? You was trying to feed me some ice cream.
And that got us to talking about your big dick.
No.
No?
No, that is not what we were talking
Well,
about.
I laughed like a motherfucker over the ice cream part because she went like this. Like, just a minute. Because I really... I want... Oh! And then she went ballistic because she realized what I did to her. I did it to her. I absolutely...
I was telling him, pause, please. Just a minute, let me chew my fucking food. Because I didn't want to rip his head off. Because I love George. And he has time. So I don't immediately go for the jugular like I do the newbies. Like the rookies. Because the rookies...
couldn't handle it.
Well, if they can't get through the fucking basic BT. The BT. Okay. So... And I like to feed myself. I don't like people feeding me fucking food or taking, you know what I mean? I don't know. If we got a fucking shake, you know, you get your own goddamn straw. I mean, I guess we could share a straw. I mean, I prefer...
She prefers to bring your own.
You know, I mean...
Especially if you break hers.
Yeah, well... Anyway, so, I was like, you fucker. And he said, what he said? He's like, you know? And I'm like... Did I just bust out with it?
Pretty much.
And I was like, oh! No, that's not what happened.
Damn.
He was laughing. He was like,
threw the mic down and everything.
And he's like, did that make your nipples hard? Did that make your nipples hard? Was that what it was? Is that what it did? You know?
And she says no, but it made my...
I said no, but it made my dick hard.
And then she got yelling at me because I
he's
haven't been talking about her dick.
And I was like, you used to tell everybody how huge my cock was. I was like, I haven't heard you talk about my cock in years. And that's the truth. Literally. He used to tell everybody. People, nobody's business how big or that I even...
You ran into me on the street, I'd tell you. God, she got a fucking big dick.
It wouldn't be like...
You want to see a big dick on a
Hi,
dick?
I'm George. This is JD.
JD.
No, he wouldn't. My cock is so huge that he wouldn't even introduce himself. He would just be like...
hiding behind it.
He would just be like, this is our VIP pass. This is our speakeasy. We get in anywhere with this shit. Drinks on the house.
Free meals. Free postage.
Filet. Free postage. Panties coming out of the cracks of the everything, you know.
Yeah.
Embroidered ones.
Yeah. Mom's names on them. Somebody's.
Not my mom. I don't think. Oh dear God! You know how much time it would take a person to embroider
your mom's
my mother's name on every pair of panties.
Are you talking like if you were to put like an X on them for every time somebody's gotten into them?
No, I'm talking about the time it would take for a person to embroider my mother's name in every pair of panties that she took off for.
Yeah, we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, you know how much time? I mean, that would. Damn.
Are you kidding me? There's sweatshops that couldn't keep up with that.
That's a life. That's like the life work of a person. I mean, you know, like that's like a passion.
A lot of people.
That's a person who loves to embroider. For mumsy. Ethan likes to sew. I mean, I was just thinking of that kind of, you know, not that Ethan specifically would be the one to do it, but that, you know.
He'd tell everybody he did.
There's other ones like him. You know what I'm saying?
David.
That would be more appropriate for mom, maybe, perhaps. I don't think it would specifically be Ethan, but Ethan is the one that gave me the idea that he's not the only one. I know he's not a unicorn. I know he's not.
Fucking pineapple juice.
I don't know. I fucking don't know shit. I know I am a unicorn teddy bear lesbian? I don't get that last part. But I can understand why there have been probably, you know, not half or anything, but
hung like a horse, lesbian.
There has been a large number of people in my life, adult life, that have wondered and asked me, just, you know, just tell. I like people.
Is George saying what's true?
I like people to just come, you know, I mean, sometimes I'm like, I wish they wouldn't, so I mean, I hate to be wishing that they did, but ask me if I I'm a lesbian, or if I like women, you know, and not if I like women because they want me to have, like, you know, sex with a chick and them. Nothing like that. That's a whole different tone. There's a whole different frequency right there. No. To ask me if I like women because clearly I don't like them. I mean, men. Whatever. But anyway.
It's not like every time she used to turn around, it'd be in their hand.
This is no shit.
This is true story.
No shit. Do you know how many meat in hand stories George heard? I wonder if you remember the last one.
It's like 5 in a row.
I remember if you remember the last one because I voodooed this shit and I knew it would be the last time because of how ironic and funny and silly the situation was. And you even came over there to look at that house because you wanted me to, some stranger was saying I could live there with him because I was saying I was going to have to move out of my house, you know. And he was like, oh, you can be my room. And he takes me to this big old house off of Fulbright and everything. And anyway, he was the last one.
Yeah, you got to hand it to him.
That I turned around and there was they're jerking off, okay? There's
not one.
There were several strangers, like dudes, they had just been to my house, you know. I wasn't saying nothing about nothing and nobody, you know.
She pulls out hers and that scared him off.
So anyway, the very last meat in hand was me at the gas station next to, well, the one you go to after you get out of jail. That's right across from the post office. That's the one I go to anyway when I get out of jail.
Yeah, I know which one she's talking about. I pick her up there all the time.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, this dude comes over to my window. And he was wondering if he could get a ride, you know, if I gave him a ride. He has just come from
jail.
The post office parking lot where they are, and he proceeds to tell me this because he's explaining this to me because of the bags he has with him that he's getting in the front seat of my car with, that they are having a like a tent sale or some such shit kind of thing, or like, you know, I don't know, maybe selling it out of the back of a fucking truck. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. But meat, okay, like cuts of beef, you know, like they're selling meat out of the parking lot at the post office across the street, and dude has the meat in his hand. When I turn and look to see, he's got raw meat in his hand, and I'm just like, this will be the end of days. Mm-hmm. It won't happen again, by Jove. I don't have to feel awkward. How uncomfortable, how shameful. Why do I have to feel awkward? They're the silly asses that shouldn't they feel awkward? Shouldn't they feel extremely awkward? Oh my God, well, why? Because no one's there to see them. They're going to feel awkward in front of me. What's the worst I'm going to do, you know? I mean, and that's it. It's not like they're doing it in front of a room full of people. God is watching, okay? That's how I feel. God is a room full of people. That's plenty for me. I mean, plenty for me to not ever just fucking unzip my shit and fucking bust my junk out and start fucking going to town.
Tripping over it.
In big. A lovely young lady's home that they have just met, sat down. Like, what compels them? Do they do this everywhere they go? Do they just go to people's houses and this is like a normal thing? Like, I mean, is there something that I'm not hearing? I haven't heard about this. And
it was happening like every day.
My ear is to the ground, you know? So, I mean, I would have gotten word by now if this was going around, you know? So, I don't know what it was. I don't know, but it stopped that day. And, okay, I have to say this. I have turned around to find men with meat in their hand. However, it's only been a couple of them, one of which was my boyfriend, which was my boyfriend at the time with all the other meat going on. And then...
and they were at the library at the time.
And since me and Ethan broke up, it's been a year, there have been...
Thank you, Ethan.
Why are you thanking him? I left. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Angelini, baby. Good sugar pants. Mama Cooper DeVille.
Thank you for being a dick.
Oh, Ethan. You're going to give her to me, he said. You're just going to give her to me.
Well, he wanted to hold it while I gave it to you.
That is so thoroughly wrong in so many ways, and that is why I adore you, because that is what kind of things I'm talking about when I mean extremely jarring things, very vivid depictions of this verbiage and the paintings that are created in my mind when George opens his mouth. And what visually comes to life behind my eyes, and this thing that, is on its way out, dead in most of all people, and slowly killing it, and amongst the young. I mean, they're that's when they start drilling it out, but that is the imagination. And thank God for mine, because there would be, a
lot of replays.
No
new material at all.
I'd be acting out some shit, is all I'm saying.
Pillows. You put the pillow across the face, you pull the trigger as many times as you can until it just goes click, 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 click. And then tell them you were trying to save them.
I want one of those CO2 tanks with the fucking hose on it. That fucking, yeah. What? What did the dude that shot him in the head just get in that hole and dig out that bullet inside of his head and just pull it plumb out? Is that what you're telling me? There's no bullet in his head? Is that what you're telling me? What do you mean there's no bullet in his head?
I put one in there. I know there's one. No, it's not a confession.
Ooh,
That's mercy.
Not only does it, just fucking, seriously, tunnel a fucking, fucking hole.
Reverse unicorn.
Through, yeah, there you go. Through one's head, but it also just fucking, what? Blasts the fucking center out of fucking deadbolts. Lock me out. I don't give a fuck. I don't need a goddamn key, motherfuckers. What'd you say oh wow for? What?
Little red car just drove it.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
Very, very interesting.
Looked like it had nasty paint on it.
Yeah, that would be the wagon.
Sounded like shit.
Yep, that's him too. That's him. Are we by the laundromat?
Oh no, you see some Mexicans?
What does that have to do with anything? We're in Mexico. They're everywhere. As I tell the Camilo Hernandez story, out loud and proud, as I walk through the halls at Walmart
in Monexico,
and talking about how those motherfuckers, well, Camilo and all my other childhood friends, called me Beaner.
And I thought it was because she was a Mexican.
I didn't get Mexican. I didn't get no Mexican.
The Beaner.
I didn't get no Mexican.
She got Mexican. Yes, you did.
I most certainly did not. I got Puerto Rican, Rojas, but not fucking Mexican. Big motherfucking difference there, buddy. I tell you what.
I don't think it was actually a big difference.
Well, I don't know. I have nothing to compare with, so I mean, I'm usually not that racially profiled with things like measuring and such.
Yes, all of their dicks are smaller than hers.
Oh, well, that's a given. The Nephilium had smaller nethers than I.
Can she confirm nor deny the rumors?
You said that you wanted Cindy to fucking
confirm.
No, this has changed then. You wanted Cindy to know that your shit had grown. And you wanted to thank her because your fucking dick was bigger since you left her. Or did she know that she had one? Oh, you wanted her to... No, you did want her to confirm. It started out as a confirmation. It did start out as a confirmation. I remember you were seeking confirmation.
Right.
But whenever George would ride his bike over there in the middle of the fucking goddamn night, crazy on his bike, and be like, knocking on the door, I know something's wrong, on his knees, really, seriously, heartfelt.
She needed the dick.
And I mean, it was, I know it was a beautiful thing, but, and the kids are up and he's just like, there's something wrong, I feel it, tell me, He didn't know how to quite ask her. Could you come here for a minute? Can you confirm something for me? Can I get a little,
can you stiffen
give me your opinion?
Tell me what you think.
I do value your opinion. You wouldn't think so, but I do. I do, very much so. And I would like to know.
Well, I wanted to see if her original investment had grown.
Well, wait a second. Her original investment?
Yes.
She was no longer vested in.
No, she was fully vested in it.
She took him to the cleaners.
Fully vested.
Took him to the cleaners, kept the investment, and all the stocks of bonds of any kinds of everything. Every brick.
Power of the state behind her.
So, I mean, my goodness, she's sitting there checking the mail and watching her investments grow by the month. What are you talking about?
Hits 100,000 this month.
He meant literally right now in this moment. Right now in this moment. The growth of this investment.
Oh, can you can see the paper up there?
Hmm? What paper?
Ones I'm lifting with my junk.
He's lifting the paper. Paper is really heavy, George.
Right.
Don't break your baculus. Not that you have one. Do you know what a baculus is?
Tain't got an idea at all.
Okay. I just learned this, but most species, I suppose, I mean, I guess a lot of them, there's only a few that don't.
Sperm whale. Don't.
There's only a couple that don't, but all male critters have bones called baculums in their junk. Okay? But male human people...
Nope. No hook.
They are one of the select very, very, very few... I don't even think there's a few. I think there may just be a couple. That do not...
Have the hook.
Have a bone.
That's why they call it a boner.
Within their bone. Unless they get one implanted so they constantly have one. You know, to walk around. Like junk mail. As he taps people on the head with his big giant...
You were doing Benny Hill.
No, I was doing junk mail by Cyanide and Happiness. Remember when he's like sitting there and watching commercial on TV and then he gets an email and he's like, enlarge your penis today. And he's like, sure. And then all of a sudden it's like, and then he's walking outside and he's like patting kids on the head and he's standing in line at the hot dog vendor and got hot dog vendor hands him a hot dog as he cuts everybody off in line and he just looks at him like, what the fuck you want me to do with that? And then he's like, oh, here's a big one for you. And then, yeah.
Yeah, she's talking about the first time we went out.
No, I'm talking about...
Cheese dick.
What it would be like for me if I had a baculus. But I don't, thank God. So I can just ride mine down the side of my pant leg. Like a pro.
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
What, about my bone?
Yeah, because I hear somebody whistling.
Okay, I'm kind of getting chilly. For some reason.
Can you turn that
yeah,
off?
the guy that's whistling.
Come on, you're talking about all of our intimate things here. Can you turn that off?
Our intimate things.
Yeah.
The whistler's right there, child. See the whistler?
I'm talking about the recorder.
What intimate thing? We opened this talking about my intimate. What? You told people about my intimate what? Before, I mean, from the what's going on? Are we regressing? Are we regressing here?
You misunderstood me.
What did I misunderstand?
Just try to understand, can you? Please?
Okay, I'm gonna try. So, explain to me what I'm not understanding. What am I not getting? You calling me a creeper?
What were we talking about again?
Turning the camera off or something and talking about our intimate moment. Turning that off, which is intimate moments. You know.
You always want to record me. You must think something highly of me.
Well, you know, I like to have video.
It is kind of famous.
Of interactions with. I don't like just me videos. I want as many. I really don't. I don't like the me videos. I don't. I like the ones where there's more than me and other people together. Those are my favorite. What? Whenever I listen to the other ones of me, they're like mantras.
I don't want you making videos with anybody else.
Oh, whatever. Like Alea and the boys and Jessica. Oh! That was